The biggest issue with electric bikes is the battery overheats and the performance drastically decreases. This is the same issue with the Ola S1 as well. Did you face any issues with the Revolt regarding that? Battery heating up?
I've driven this across all seasons.
So, welcome back to my channel. What we have are two extreme vehicles here. You have an electric vehicle which basically takes care of the environment, and then you have my two-stroke. For the kids who were born in the 80s, this is what Captain Planet would look like if he was a bike. So we have Aditya here. Aditya, you have owned this bike for say a year or so?
More than a year, 1.5 years.
1.5 years. And with reference to the amount of kilometers, how many kilometers have you ridden?
Driven close to 14,500 kilometers.
14,500 kilometers. Okay, so to begin with, why did you go with an electric vehicle and why Revolt if not for other brands like say the Ather?
So like I always wanted an electric bike. I tried driving regular petrol bike. I tried driving scooties. But it always felt a little off to me. The costs were humongous when I started with my first bike. I had a Hero Honda Glamour. The costs were huge. Every other month I have to do something for the servicing, maintenance. So I always looked forward to something new technologically advanced. So I looked at the market, but sadly hardly anything was available in India at that time. When Revolt came up with the bike, I was the first. I literally registered on the first day itself, and the first time they came to the city of Mumbai, that's the day I went on, booked officially, and took delivery like 3 months later. So it's been a happy sailing after it.
So you have not even waited for the reviews, you just booked it. That's what you said. I have been researching and trying to learn about electric bikes and electric scooters little more than 5 years. So I have been knowing that what's going on in the market. And I've been seeing a lot of reviews, the reviews that have been coming out of Delhi, Bangalore, wherever they have been selling the bikes first. I've seen all the reviews, I have really liked it, and I thought what's the worst that could happen? They are really selling out like hotcakes. So I trusted them and just went ahead with it. Okay, so the biggest issue with electric bikes is the battery overheats and the performance drastically decreases. This is the same issue with the Ola S1 as well. Did you face any issues with the Revolt regarding that? Battery heating up?
I've driven this across all seasons in Mumbai, and given the Mumbai heat, I've hardly faced any issues especially with the overheating. So maybe some bikes are built differently, maybe thermal management systems are different, but specific to Ola, I've seen some issues. But with Revolt, there's none that I've seen so far.
According to me, apart from Ather, Revolt, say TVS, the iQube, and the Bajaj Chetak, you really don't have a reliable electric machine in India. Even the Okinawas, I've seen quite a few issues in the market, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, see, it's a first generation technology. It will take some time to iron out all the kinks out of it. And when I saw Revolt, I've seen like how they've designed it according to the Indian consumers. So that's the reason why maybe some companies have understood that they have to sell in the Indian market according to the Indian weather conditions.
According to Indian, and hats off to Revolt. In the first bunch itself, they've done it right.
Yep.
It may not be as fast as a Ather or a Ola, but they've done it right. You are not disappointed. You are not stuck in middle of traffic that the bike drastically decreases the performance. Now obviously this is not an original design. This design is copied from another company, but that's okay. It still looks decent. Now with reference to the performance, what would you say? How fast have you gone? What is the speed you can actually cruise, and what is the actual range that you get?
So in this bike you get 3 modes: first, second and third mode: city, normal and sport mode.
Could you just switch it on? We can see the display.
Yeah, we can see here. In the first mode where you see here, it's limited to 40 kilometers an hour, 40-45 kilometers that mostly you'll get. In the second mode, when we go, we can see the range decreases a little bit, but you get a lot of performance. So
what was the range of the first mode, if you can show again?
First is 119 on 85. So typically they show 140, but realistically you can expect 100, 120.
120 is also a very realistic number.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Second
in the
is,
second mode we can get
you
up
can
to
see the this going
range
down
drops a little bit
to 76.
yeah, and you get top speed up to 60-65 in that front.
Okay.
There, sometimes you can go up to 70 depending on the
Incline.
incline. And in the last mode, you get the least amount of range, but you can cruise up to 85. I have done, I think, top speed up to 88-90.
88-90.
Yes,
Okay.
that can be easily done in this bike. I've done it multiple times. I haven't faced any overheating issues per se. The range and the battery eats up a lot because it's cruising a lot faster. That's the nature of the electric bikes, but yeah, it's not disappointed on what it's promised.
So what you can achieve 90 kilometers without an issue.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Single billion easily you can.
And is there a limiter that Revolt has placed that
I think,
post 90 it won't go? Is it something like that?
I think it's the capacity of the motor and the way it's designed to go up to 85-90. I think 85 is their official top range, but 85-90 is enough
Decent
for
enough.
city limits. And all the electric other bikes, even if you'd see, they go very well up to 40, 50 or even 100. Most 100 they tend to like lag a little bit.
Yes.
So maybe that's the nature of the electric motors and the battery capacity that we have currently available.
Obviously.
So that's must be the nature of it.
What's the motor capacity of this particular bike?
This particular has a 4 kilowatt motor and 4 kilowatt hours battery they give with it. It's easily removable. It weighs around 18-19 kilos.
Wait, the battery I think weighs 30 kgs if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's 18 to 19 kilos.
Oh, okay. Could you show how can you just remove it? And according to me, this is one of the biggest plus points of this bike, because unlike Delhi or other places like Ahmedabad where you get multiple parking slots, over here parking slot is absolutely not possible, and convincing the society to have a charger exclusively for your bike is not possible. So Revolt has done a commendable job of just removing the entire battery. If you can show how easy it is to remove it.
So there's a switch here that you need to flick. It opens up the battery compartment.
Okay.
You can just remove the cover. It's right easy. You trip off the MCB.
Okay.
So the battery gets disconnected.
Yes.
You can remove the main cable
that
goes in the battery. It's a one-hand operation. You need to be a little strong to remove it. You just flick it and lift it.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
And you just take the entire
yeah, you can easily lift it with one hand. But people need to try it once before knowing it. 18-19 kilos is okay for someone like me, but maybe someone who's not used to lifting heavy things might face an issue.
Again, but it any days beats the convenience of not having a charging slot in your society.
Yes.
So I think this is an absolute plus point. Now the other issues during, this is the first version obviously, you can place it back, is does it bounce around say on speed breakers or so, this battery?
I haven't faced any issues. As you can see it here, it's very securely placed inside. There's hardly any space. You can even try moving it around with your hands as much as possible, but it's made pretty securely, and you can see that it's not very easy to bounce around. And it's a heavy, like the center of gravity, they've designed it in a specific way that it's not supposed to move around.
Okay. It is pretty light.
Yes.
It's got 3 power modes. Even in the power mode number 1, it doesn't seem slow. You really don't feel like you're compromising in terms of performance, especially if you're considering you're going to use this in bumper to bumper traffic.